That's what you would call that.
Glenn is expressing his suspicion.
No.
You see a player limp in under the gun, it often sets off alarm bells. Folded around to Weber Kang with ace of spades, nine of spades. He's going to size up Rick Long. And Weber will put in a raise, making it 1,100 to go. He's going to find out right here and now whether or not Rick Long was limping in with aces or whether he was limping in with a limp hand. Rick folds.
I limped in. So you was limping. I was limping.
Rick admits he was trying to sneak in cheap. Weber picks up a nice small
I wanted
pot.
to see a flop.
And at the feature table, Glenn
Bad place to
Coward,
see one from.
who is the short stack, is running the game.
Oh, dang.
Hi, my name is Glenn Coward and I'm from the Isle of Sheppey, UK, England, which is probably 50 miles southeast London. My online poker name is Pigs on a Wing, and it's a good name. Pigs on a Wing is derived from, there's a saying that pigs might fly, and obviously on internet poker you see a lot of flying pigs. Chances of doing well is going to be as good as the next guy. Basically, if I make the wrong move at the wrong time, I wish to get lucky. And if I make the right move at the wrong time, I want to stay lucky.
More hot action coming up from the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championships. Don't go away.
Craig, you're from...
Kitchener, Ontario.
Did somebody rub your head?
That's very bad luck for Chinese people to rub the forehead.
No, they didn't.
Well, at least, thank goodness. 'Cause
Oh, they haven't been rubbed in a couple of years. Oops. That's a blooper.
And the award for happiest bust out. Hey, you know
I don't
what?
care. It doesn't matter.
We Canadians seem to go out of here in good spirits.
Yeah, this, it was fun. It was a nice trip, nice flight down, and I get to spend a week in this beautiful resort.
Is there a sentence, if you were to use to describe the guy who busted you at this moment, you'd like to call?
Asshole. Oh, I'm just kidding. He's a nice guy.
Very, very blunt for a Canadian.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah. Poo happens.
How do you feel? Your husband busted out?
Not great.
Perfect. That's about how I feel.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Here is your Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship leaderboard. One of three players maintaining their presence in the top five. In fifth place, Chris Cornell, 27,000 chips. In fourth place, we saw him bust young Swedish pro Ramsey Jalassi. 45 years he's been playing poker. Bob West with 34,000 chips. Also making a return appearance in the top five, David Toronto Matthew, the only Canadian on the leaderboard, 35,000 chips. Reappearing on the leaderboard in second place, he started by knocking out TJ Kluche. He has been adding to his chips ever since. Ray Sanchez from Sweden, 47,000 chips. In first place, having come out of nowhere to take over the leaderboard, he is the king. He's Weber Kang. He's Weber King Kang. 55,000 chips. We're back to the poker action at the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship. There is our tournament chip leader, Weber Kang, with over 45,000 chips. Weber did have a huge year in 2005. In fact, in the main event of the World Series of Poker, he finished in 86th place, which doesn't sound impressive until you know there were 5,600 players, and that paid him $91,000. Weber's looking to extend his streak at the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship. Here we are, action at the feature table. We are now in level 4. The small blind still 100, big blind 200, but there is now a 25 chip ante, and that puts 525 chips in the pot with the blinds and the antes. Glenn Coward in seat 3 and Dan Alsbach in seat 5 continue to entertain the table with their light banter. Pocket Dewey's in middle position for American Steve Garrett. He thoughtfully raises and makes it 650 to go. 7-8 of clubs for Rick Long. He's getting a little short on chips. He's down to about 7,000 chips. 650 is the size of the bet.
Just call.
Rick will call.
I am. I didn't like any of them.
More banter from Glenn Coward. Ace 5 offsuit, which is the same hand we've seen Glenn fold in the previous
What's the bet?
engagement.
I'm not going to play it. I threw that hand away last time.
Get a good look at those.
Dan Halsbach with a deuce 3 offsuit. I would think he's going to fold, and he does. Heads up to the flop. Steve there with deuces. Rick behind him with the 7-8 of clubs. Misses the deuces. Rick Long has flopped the best hand second pair, but it will be very hard for him to call if Steve has the courage to make the continuation bet. And he does. He bets 1,200. It's a nice continuation bet. There's an ace on board. Your pre-flop raise makes it look as though you very likely may have an ace. Now you've bet out representing the ace. Very tough for your opponent to call unless he himself has a hand that could beat a pair of aces. Rick, of course, does not, and he folds. Nice bet and nice pot for Steve Garrett. Glenn John about his ace 5 offsuit.
Good ice with a bad kicker.
I think it's part of Glenn's game plan to keep the other players guessing.
Never lay down an ace.
Who's got the monitor? Did I throw the winning hand away there, guys? Come on.
Yes, Glenn, you did. But you know and I know that calling raises when you're short stacked with ace 5 offsuit would be a bit sketchy. This is all part of the Glenn Coward persona. Pocket sevens. Under the gun for Bob West. Bob raises under the gun. 800 to go. Pocket rockets. Immediately on his left for Ramsey Jalassi, young Swedish pro. He makes it 2,500 flat. Folded to Glenn Coward, who's got king-queen offsuit. Glenn is going to give it some thought.
Throwing away 2 good hands in a row. I can't believe how tight I'm playing.
Putting on quite a show. The ace 5 offsuit last hand, and now throwing away a king-queen, neither of which really are good
Whenever
hands.
doing the commentary, would they just explain the reason why I threw that hand?
Okay, he threw the hand away because after a raise and a re-raise, the range of hands that he puts his opponents on have king-queen in a world of hurt. To a decent no-limit player, that king-queen is a routine fold. Some new players might call it. That's a big mistake. Easy fold for Glenn. Bob West will call the raise. Big pot brewing. Heads up to the flop. Pocket sevens for Bob West. Ace-ace for Ramsey Jalassi. Here comes the critical flop. Oh, Bob West has flopped a set of sevens. All clubs on board. Ramsey does hold the ace of clubs. Bob's checked his set of sevens. He's setting the trap. Ramsey only has about 7,000 chips total. He's a brash young guy. We saw him get into a war of words with Captain Tom Franklin in the ring game. He makes it 4,000. Bob moves all of his chips in. Ramsey faces a call of just over 3,000. He calls it instantly into a pot of 16,000. He has to call, even if he has Bob on a set or a made flush. He's got to make that 3,000 chip call. He knows he's got the club draw. He's got a nuts draw. If Bob has him beat, which he does, right now it's about 65% for the sevens, 35% for the aces. No help on the turn for either player. Bob West's set of sevens still out in front.
Ooh, it is a club.
Makes the club flush on the river, but also makes the full house. Bob West eliminates Ramsey Jalassi, Swedish pro. Ramsey eliminated. He's part of a quartet of young Swedish pros. Sebastian Riviere, Jonas Molander,
Unlucky, young man.
Bad luck
and
there.
Ray Sanchez, who we saw earlier eliminate TJ Kluchi. 4 young Swedish pros, tour North America,
Clubs, too.
playing poker, stacking chips, making a living, and the first of the 4 to be eliminated, Ramsey Jalassi, at the feature table. They're going to count down the chips to make sure, but he knows that he's covered.